Aloha, good morning. I brought the tripod out to film this morning. However, I find myself by the tomatoes and the tripod is quite far. So I thought, let me just start here for today. It's such a big change has happened in the garden. So many things have ripened, so many things have grown. We've had a week of absolute blistering hot weather. I've enjoyed it because I like the heat. I've not been moving around in the garden as much. That's one of the downsides of gardening in summer. When it's so hot, you don't come out in the hottest time of the day, and then you wait until later that it cools down. But yeah, I've not been doing a lot of gardening at all. I've been watering, I've been clearing some dead leaves, I've been staking things, moving things around a little bit. Well, not too much actually. But yeah, let me show you around the garden. I hope you guys have had a lovely week so far, and thank you for joining me again for one more week in the garden. I forgot to say as well, this week I've been getting up to a lot of different things. So I actually helped my friend in a garden. We went together and we worked, and it was amazing just to see her gardening. She is a plant mum deep down, and I know that if she had the right plants, she'll be very, very happy. In fact, a lot of these plants are going to be gifted to her because she wants to have that kind of lifestyle. She wants to have that kind of experience, should I say, not lifestyle, experience. So yeah, it was so nice to spend time with her in the garden. I also noticed a lot of birds coming in the garden as well. So before we start this official Saturday garden tour, I will show you everything I got up to during the week. See you in a few seconds. This time spent with my friend was so glorious. We had all these spaces to plant in, and I started off by watering the garden, and she also helped fill the pots. It was such a lovely day. We had so much fun. And we just spent the day learning about the plants and what they liked. And she got to experiment with actually planting and watering the garden, what the garden needs. And she told me she enjoyed it. And I also know that she's going to thrive going forward because it's something new for her to learn. And I really, really enjoyed spending that day with her. This was the bird just bathing itself. And when I saw this sight, I said, no, I need to do more for the garden. And in this clip, you will see what I do for the garden. So all these birds kept coming in the garden. I decided that I needed to fill up all these bird baths because this was their source of water. Without these bird baths and some food, they might get some, worms somewhere. However, water, if they're nowhere near bodies of water, was very crucial, and not just for the birds, but for bees as well and other critters that need water and that like to be near water. And this was me just spritzing down the garden, ready for the hot day that we had. I hope you enjoyed all the activities that took place. I hope you enjoyed seeing my friend gardening, and she did really well. She did really well. Thumbs up, both thumbs up. The other one's holding up the camera to her. She did so well. And I also hope you saw the birds as well that came into the garden. At first I thought they came to decimate, but they didn't. They came to drink, which is a blessing that they found my garden to come and drink in, or our garden to come and drink in. So let me show you around starting from the tomatoes onwards. So this week we've had a very, very hot week. Like I said, just going to show you around. It does look like it rained overnight, so the garden is looking green, it's looking luscious. I've been keeping up with the watering as well. Those two there are little gifts that I got impromptu, so I can't wait to show you guys those. And got these as well. Got everything in the garden looking green. Not a lot of death because I've been keeping up, like I said. So let's start with the tomato. So this is the ananas. It's a heritage variety. As you can tell, it's already starting to bloom, which means, so these are the tomatoes. These flowers are the tomatoes. A lot of vegetable plants, when you see flowers, they are your tomatoes. And I've also just realized there's a big sucker here. I'll give it a moment to see if it's going to turn into a leader or is that the sucker. Only because I have already removed one of the suckers and planted it here, because if you do that you can actually get more tomatoes. So I just pinched it off here, put it into some soil, and all these furry things here will turn to roots and then give us more tomatoes. So we'll see how that goes. But this has been very, very fascinating to watch because it split very early on and it's just been growing ever since. We do have flowers down here as well. There we go, got flowers there, and then more flowers are coming on either side. And like I said, I am going to train it up these two, and then I'll put the netting behind it. And I know I said last week that I'm going to be doing everything in the garden midweek and on Wednesday, Nah, nada, nothing. I didn't expect it to be so hot. I knew it was going to be hot, but I didn't expect it to be so hot to the point where if I'm carrying bags of compost, if I'm ripping bags and spending hours in the garden, I didn't want to do that to myself. So I said, don't force it. The garden will grow and it'll be fine. So I'm doing it this week instead. We've got rain forecasted, which is even better because once I plant the different plants in the different pots, they will grow better because they've got rain, they've got some sunshine as well. So that's what I'm doing instead. This week is the week to garden. So this Saturday, the next Saturday vlog that you see will be completely different. Everything will be in their final positions, they'll be where they're supposed to be, and they'll be growing beautifully. Let's get back to it. So moving on to the peppers. Oh, let me show you the basil before I do that. So this is the opal basil underneath. I have just watered them as well because I came over here. That's why I'm over here, because this was looking very dry. So I've watered them. I'm going to pull that off because I don't want that to be distracting the main plant. So that's watered. These have been watered as well. That's why the echinacea is just kind of like splaying everywhere. However, I've got some peppers growing strong. Got 3 of these peppers still, which is amazing. The rest of the peppers are looking great as well. And then we've got some echinacea all down there. So nice, so good. Moving just behind me, the poached eggplants, they're looking, this feels a bit dry. Okay, it is dry. I will give that a good water before the sun comes out, but they are looking good. The green in the middle is growing, which is what I need to see. This one's looking a bit sparse, but the rest are looking fine. These guys, what happened here? What's this? Why does it look so beaten down? It still feels secure with the roots, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it recovers, but we've got the other 5 just in case it doesn't, and if it doesn't, I'll put that by the cucumber just so that there's something by the cucumber. We've got the strawberries and the figs. They're looking a little bit, this one looks not too bad, but the rest look a bit dried out, they look a bit sad. I did water some yesterday, but I came back quite late last night, so I didn't get to water everything. So I'm sure that's why they're looking like this. The strawberries look great still. And this one has finally started growing big. It's got some flowers coming on, which is amazing. There are more flowers over here. More strawberry plants coming from this plant. So this is the second flush, which I'm so excited to see. So I'm going to move on from this area. I'm going to go further down. We've got the squash plants. They are looking a bit yellow, but they're fine because the main parts are green. And I think these have been pollinated. Some have been pollinated and some have not been. The male flowers opened at different times to the female, and I've not been intentional about hand pollinating them. So they're just doing their thing at the moment. There was one, okay, this one actually fell off, which is over there. There was one that I saw the fruit. I think it was just that one over there. So that could be a squash. So I'm just waiting for that to come along. The butternut squash hasn't set any flowers or fruit yet. You can tell that it's thinking about it with all of these right there. However, they haven't quite done their thing yet. This one hasn't even begun to trail, unlike the other one. So we're still waiting for them to do their thing, basically. And I'll see what I'll do, if I'm going to keep them at the front, or at the back here, sorry, or move them to the front. That's something that I need to decide on. Moving on to the peppers. These have exploded, absolutely exploded. And I knew they would. Why? Because it's the second year. I was told basically that they would. That's how I know. I trusted the internet because I'd never overwintered peppers before. So these have been overwintered for one winter, and they are huge, and we are going to get lots of, this is cayenne, we get lots of cayenne peppers coming. All these new buds going to give us peppers. Some have already trying to open. So it's basically littered with peppers at this point. And it was so good to restrict its growth at the beginning because now we've got peppers. This one is also getting bigger. I mean, some of the leaves are huge, but it's also getting bigger. And I noticed one of the flowers that we left on actually produced a bell pepper. There's a second bell pepper coming as well. And there are other flowers in there. So bell peppers are coming from here, cayenne peppers are coming from there. And I'm happy because the bell pepper plant is actually, it looks much smaller, but that's what I noticed last year as well. They tend to be shorter and stockier than the cayenne pepper, which last year was about this height, actually a bit smaller. This is much bigger now, but yeah, the cayenne peppers seem to be bigger than the bell peppers. Moving on to the strawberries. So lots more flowers have come out. They've been pollinated, or some have, and we're going to get more berries from Mama, which I'm so happy about. The suckers are still looking great. So we've got 3 there that are very much established, and they're trying to produce 2 more at the end. So I'm happy about that. Her leaves look luscious. I have been, like I said, intentional about watering the garden because of the heat. I don't want the plants to basically stop growing because they do need water, fertilizer, sun. And they've got a lot of sun. They've got some fertilizer, and now they're getting lots of water. And what I'll do as well with the plants when I transplant them into these pots, their final destination, I will feed them once again. And I'll feed them with the liquid seaweed over there, fish blood and bone, and also some farmyard manure. Just taking a quick break to show you the sun peering behind the clouds. It's going to be another humid day, I'll say today. Not too hot. Well, I say not too hot. Forecasted 32 degrees in the latter half of the afternoon. However, it's more humid than anything because we will get some spots of rain as well, which the garden will love. The garden will absolutely love that. And it's nice for it to have some shade after a week's worth of just basically heat. Ooh. Falling over. Okay, right, so this is the biggest progress that you guys haven't seen just yet because cucumbers, they love the heat. Oh look, pollination action. Got a hoverfly over there. Let me leave it alone so that it gives me cucumbers. Oh, it's gone away. Oh well. Right, so this is the biggest action. Like I said, I've had to, like I mentioned, I have done something in the garden. I have redirected the cucumber so that it's trailing along that side. This one is trailing up on this side, and I will plant maybe that small poached egg plant just in the middle there, and then allow the cucumber to just basically sprawl up and give us lots of fruits. So that is the plan for the cucumbers. They are looking so good. I'll start off with here. This is the one that we grew from seed at the start of the year. It's markedly smaller, but it is producing cucumbers. Look at that. We are getting some fruit, and there's even fruits growing in between a leaf. I know that when it gets bigger it will free itself, but let me just free it. I'll just cut this off. Remove any leaves, because if you leave like dead things in your planter, that's what the slugs will be attracted to. So I'll just remove that. And because we've had lots of sun, no slugs, so the cucumbers have had peace of mind to grow, and as you can tell, there's lots of cucumbers coming. And I don't believe I have any more seeds left of this plant, so what I'll need to do is I need to save seed. And just yesterday is when I moved them, and already look, they're clinging, so they're very happy. This one I kind of ripped off all the tendrils because I wanted it to grow a different way. And I don't know if these have been pollinated. They're looking a bit brown here, so we'll have to wait and see. I don't think they have, because the ones that look brown here don't seem to have been pollinated. However, we do have, surprise, surprise, we've got two. So the male flowers are just here, as you can tell, doesn't have any fruit behind it. The female ones look like this. They've got some kind of cucumber formation there. And these two apple cucumbers are looking so good. I don't know the right stage to harvest them, but I'll probably harvest them maybe like today. Maybe today, just so that the plant can have enough energy to produce more and get larger. Very excited about those. Now moving on to the courgettes, I've just seen some yellow leaves. So when I see like yellowing leaves, I try to remove them as soon as possible, only because they're just dangling on the plants, and it'll be better to give the plants to give all the energy of the plant to the healthy leaves. And look, we've got courgettes forming at the back there. Got more coming here. This is going to be very, oh, no flower. It's gone. Once they close up like this again, it means that they're spent anyway, so it's fine. But we do have more male flowers trying to open there. Got lots of courgettes coming, so I'm very happy with that. And we've got two plants. So this one seems like it was pollinated. This one at the back, I don't believe it was pollinated. I'll leave it alone to see what happens, but I don't think it was pollinated. When the leaves shrivel up like that, I just know that something went wrong somewhere. So yeah, these are the courgettes. I'm so happy with those cucumbers. Look at them. I can't wait to try them. It's the apple cucumber variety as well. And it just looks so good, so enticing in that corner there. Moving on to this area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the outskirts first and then remove the netting and show you the progress behind, because we've got a lot of progress, especially over that. Let's go there. Let me show you. So the buddleia is flowering. Oh my goodness. It's flowering. I'm so happy about that. Be just in time for the tomatoes and everything to be blooming as well. So there'll be lots of butterflies coming in, lots of pollinators just coming in to soak up the buddleia and also pollinate our plants. So yes to that. I'm very happy. Over here we have the rhubarb. I have removed all the dead stalks from it, and there's still more here. There's still more also trying to grow from the middle there. I might do a good harvest. Oh, bumblebee. Look, see, it's waiting for flowers. I missed the cucumber though. So yeah, I will do maybe like a final harvest, and then I will just leave it alone, because you're not supposed to keep harvesting rhubarb over like after a certain time. I think it's July, so that it can focus all the energy into the roots. So I might harvest 1 or 2 stalks from here and then leave the rest to grow. I came out to this gorgeous sky and look at the garden, just being sun-kissed, looking beautiful. What I'm going to do is, as it's heating up on this side, I'm going to show you this side now, then I can go to the shade and show you the other side. So I am just about to go in to this gorgeous section. Look at all the different plants that have grown. So excited to show you. So the yarrow has already flowered with lots more opening. We've got some more. Oh, look at this. Got a visitor. I've been seeing pigeons going over to that side to drink water. I think that's what it's trying to do. I'll give it a moment. Okay, I might not do it because it knows we're watching it. It's watching us as well. Let's move on. So I've got the yarrow that has already flowered. So I'll wait for some more buds to bloom. Then what I'll do is I will just cut them down and then hang them to dry. It's got lots of yarrow, looking beautiful. And we've got some pink currants as well. If you can tell, they're looking so juicy. I'll try one so you guys know what they're like. Well, you wouldn't know what they're like, but you can see me trying them. And we've got some at the back there. So these are the plants that initially the pigeons came to strip. And you can tell that though they've grown, it's very sparse growth. But I'm happy we have this truss here. This is so nice. I'm very happy about that. And then we have some more dotted in between as well. I will be netting this back up again because our friend is still there. And it knows this food. It's not even moving. Hello. Hi, I'm not leaving. Did you just swallow? Did you just swallow your spit? It's so beautiful. I never realized how beautiful pigeons were. I don't think this is a wood pigeon. I'm not sure, but it looks so... I think it is. It should be, because they don't look like the normal ones just like flitting around in the streets. It looks like a wood pigeon, and it looks so beautiful. Honestly, very clean and neat and big. Good for eating. You heard me. I said good for eating. I'm not gonna eat you though, don't worry. So moving on to the red currants. As you can tell, there's a marked difference. It's a big difference. Ah, it flew away. See all the red currants that are coming out. So we did have some damage with the sawflies, but we controlled that with that pepper spray and garlic mixture. But you can tell the big difference between all the red currants that are coming. Absolute masses, trusses full of red currants are coming. This is a pie situation. I need to make some kind of pie out of this, or a crumble. Be nice for a crumble. But there's so many red currants coming. And moving on to the pink currants, as you can tell, this was the most affected bush. Very sporadic, very sparse. If I didn't have the red currants, which came later, I would have not had any currants this year, because this huge bush is basically, yeah, I can probably get like 20 currants. No, actually maybe like 30, maybe 50. I'll say 50, a generous 50. Whereas that one is like 500. But yeah, this is what happens when animals get to your plants before you do. They tend to decimate it. This is actually not that bad. I might get more than 50. Do have some on this side as well, but they haven't ripened as much as the other ones. So yeah, but still fine. Found a blade of grass, I'm gonna pull it out. Found a blade of grass, I'm gonna pull it out. All here is going to be removed, and I don't know if it's in my last vlog that I said, but I realized I can put some herb seeds all the way in the cracks because I saw some parsley. Maybe parsley that I dropped last year. Or parsley that had gone to seed and was dropped, because the parsley was here. This was the herb area last year, and it's just growing through the cracks, guys. Parsley growing through the cracks. So that's gave me the idea basically to pull all these out and sprinkle herbs. How amazing is that? So good. So moving on to the blackberries. These haven't ripened yet. I think they'll ripen later on in the season, but we do have some blackberries. It gave us a little bit because it looks like the plant spent the year bringing out more new shoots, which I'm not mad about. And yeah, I think those are all the blackberries we're going to get this year, but it's fine. Why? Because we've got all this new growth for next year and all the new berries that will come from them. Very, very excited. Moving on to the hosta. The hosta is finally flowering. Oh my goodness. These are going to be so pretty. So pretty. Once everything has been tidied up, I'm going to move the hosta perhaps close to the door there, just so I can have a look. I can see them in their full glory throughout the summer. That is my plan anyway. So these blueberry bushes are looking fantastico. Lots of new growth. So they took last year to establish. I got them for 10p, like I said. And look at how much growth they've put on in just a year. Last year, they really got established in the soil. This year, I transplanted them at the very start of the season, so they got even bigger. I mean, this is how big they were last year. And look at them now. Huge. Ready for lots of berries. This one actually gave us berries this year. So we've got lots of berries. We've got a smaller section at the back there with lots of berries once again. Some more here as well. So this is the Denise. Oh, look at that snail. Cute. So we've got lots of berries from this one. We've got more berries here. Oh, actually, no. That's from this plant. Oh, wow. This one was really productive. This is the Denise Blue. These are both Denise Blues. And this one seems to have established itself nicely, giving us lots of berries, which I love, love, love. The next one here is Blue Jay. And as you can tell, it's also trying to get bigger. This one did have the, you know, like that skirting on the flowers, but I think the flowers dropped. But it's okay because they're getting much bigger, so that next year they can also produce lots of flowers. You can see the new growth here. I'm very happy and proud of them. Moving on to Elizabeth. This blueberry has been with me the longest. It's got some fine stems, very large. Might have to cut this back only because it's disproportionate. Like, it's very long and the rest are quite short, as you can tell. So I'll see. I'll think about it. Think about what I need to do. But it's given us the most because it's obviously the oldest. Lots and lots of blueberries everywhere, which makes me very happy. Makes me very, very happy. So those are the berries and the currants, and I want to finish off the kale only because once I actually cover this, I'm not opening it again until, let's say, Saturday or Sunday evening, when I actually replant. And I don't want the berries and the currants to be eaten and stripped, so I will cover it straight away. And when I come back into the garden later on, because it's getting a bit hot, I need to do the tour, I will try one of these berries and add them to the video. So the kale is looking fabulous, and no bolting either. They are definitely the right size to be transplanted, so definitely this weekend. It's a kale transplanting weekend. They are so ready to be transplanted, and like I said, I'm happy they haven't bolted. The reason why they haven't bolted is because this side of the garden actually receives early morning sun, so it's not too hot, but then by late afternoon the sun is no longer here at all. The sun is mainly on the other side of the garden, so they get this glorious, soft, not as hot morning sunshine, and they get to grow beautifully. But then when it's very hot, the heat of the day, the sun is not on them, so they don't have a chance to bolt. They're in the shade, lovely and cool. And once I put them in the bigger pots, they will take over this whole side, like I said. And I'm very excited to see that, just abundance of kale growing. And in here, look at the parsley. Oh, before I move on, my goodness, I was going to do this at the end, but let me do it now. So hubby, usually he'll tell me no plants. Why? Because I have so many. So no more plants. We have a lot of plants, no more plants. But he was able to get me these because he knows that I like rescuing plants and challenging myself to see them grow. So he got these for free, actually. And he said, you know what? He's not contributing to my plant spending, but at least he's giving me something to plant, something different. So he brought this for me. Where he works, there's lots of them. So he brought this dianthus and this lemon chili, and he knows how to pick them because there's good growth here. I'm going to it looks like that side is already broken off and died off, so I'm just going to let these two do their thing, look after them, get them to grow big. So this is my experiment for the year. The dianthus looks healthy already. I just need to deadhead them to prolong the flowering. I'll transplant them into a bigger pot, most likely this one, and put it next to the hosta. So yeah, it's a lovely surprise. I came home, well, I didn't come home actually, he told me that you've got 2 surprises in the garden, got 2 plants. I said, what do you mean you've brought plants home for me? It's unheard of guys. Because he's usually trying to discourage my spending on plants, not because he doesn't want me to enjoy my hobby, but because he just tells me that, because he knows that if I keep buying them, I'll bring them inside and fill the house with plants, and that's what he doesn't like. He wants space to be and to breathe and to have his own, like, to be able to walk around, which is fine. I've accepted it. It doesn't stop me from buying plants, but I do have quite a lot, so, and I'm content with what I have, so I do not expect this at all. I've already told him I'm happy with what I have, so this is such a lovely surprise. I'm still shocked that they're here. For him to buy me plants is just a different world altogether. He'll buy me seeds, but plants, to just bring home plants, he didn't even buy them, but to bring home plants is just, God has done his work. God has done his magic. God has done his magic, and I'm happy about that. Okay, let's move on. The pigeons are getting excited. Let's move on. So, parsley galore. And when I say galore, I mean galore. All these tiny stems at the bottom are plants. So I probably have like at least 100 plants in here, There's so many. So many. I will pull them out and see if I can transplant them on. But there are a lot of plants in here. Oh my goodness. I thought they were getting excited about the berries, but I think it's just because they want to mate. So let me leave them to mate. Moving on. Oh, let me talk about the purple sprouting broccoli. So the ones that I transplanted in here are doing very well. No bolting yet again. These ones are also doing good. They're getting much bigger, which I love. So what I'll do is repot these ones once I remove all the tomatoes and the aubergines, etc. Give them room, probably put them all in a tray like this and keep them away from the sun. Transplant these as well. This side we're still waiting for growth. There has been some growth, so the soil is quite should have really watered them first thing, but it's okay. I might do like a douse of watering, but it's a bit dry. You can still see the kohlrabi though. I think I've got 2 kohlrabi, got 2 more that popped up from the sowing. The rest of the seeds look like they didn't make it, but I'm not going to rush. I'll just leave them be because they might come out. Got 2 beetroot that popped out at the back there. The rest are empty. 1 more here, and then 2 more coming up here. 1 more there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Very spotty germination, because as you already know by now, the seeds are old. So yeah, spotty germination, but I'm not too mad at that, because at the end of the day, at least the ones that could germinate germinated, and we'll get something out of it. And the rest of the seeds, I'm going to look at them today and see what I can plant, and the rest I'll most likely sow for microgreens, most likely. Okay, so the thyme looking a bit dry. I did harvest the oregano because they were trying to go to seed like this, so I harvested them. They're in the kitchen. The rosemary is growing beautifully. The sage is also coming back up. The mint has flourished. However, in between the mints, there are weeds. So the right with the crinkles, the mint, this left, smooth, is a weed. So that's why I wanted to say goodbye to this mint, because it's so interspersed with weeds that if you're not careful, you'll be eating weeds. And if these are medicinal, it'll be fine. But you want to taste mint, you don't want to taste blah. So I'll remove the bigger ones. And this reminds me of that scripture that the weeds will grow with the harvest, and once they've grown, that's when you can actually separate them. And it talks about how as Christians we are growing alongside people who are non-Christians, and the devil will plant the non-Christians alongside the Christians, and we'll live life together. We'll grow together. We're very different, we're very separate. However, when we are young, it might look like we're all the same, we're all human, we're all doing the same things. However, when we come to fruition and full maturity, that's when Christ will come and harvest his mint, his own people, and the people that chose to not be with Christ, they'll just be burned to the ground. Why? Because weeds must be cut out. You can't take weeds into the storeroom, because you want fruits. You want something that is healthy and edible, and something that is good, because heaven can't have weeds that are corrupting it. You need what has been perfected for heaven, what has been grown for heaven. And that's what it reminds me of. The Bible uses a lot of knowledge in the garden to explain the concept of heaven and Christianity and the world and the things of the world, which I appreciate because I can understand it as a gardener. And whenever I garden, is that a spider's nest? I think so, little spider's nest there. Whenever I garden, off topic, I get to see the Bible in action, the word in action. So just like I've removed the weeds so it doesn't damage the mint, and the mint can now grow big, healthy and strong, God will remove the people who chose not to be for him, and then let the people who chose to be for him grow big, healthy and strong. It is that simple. And it's more simple once you have the Holy Spirit to teach you so that you can actually understand what it means. It's not as simple if you're not a Christian, because it's difficult to understand. But when he speaks with parables like weeds and harvest, wheat and wheat, you get to understand. Or in my case, wheat and mint. Let's move on to the seedlings, and then I'll show you the currants, and then I'll show you the rest of the garden a bit later on. So these are the seedlings that I am going to be transplanting, hopefully on Saturday. So actually this spinach has done very well to stay here. I am going to move both the spinach and the kale over to this corner. Why? Because they're also susceptible to the heat. They've done very well though, no bolting for that whole week that they were in there. And it's so funny to me because this is yet again another difference. So these kale were planted before those ones, but just because I gave those ones more room to grow, that's the difference. The size of the pots, the container, makes a big difference. Small pots, big pots, room to grow, babies. But these are older than those ones. But not to worry, because that's what will happen. Once I transplant them, they'll get bigger and bigger. Same for these as well. They are itching for the final spot, and I'm going to give that to them. What I love though is that they can actually they can get bigger, they can grow. They will catch up very quickly within like a month, and then they'll start producing all the way through to September, hopefully early October. So I'm not too worried about them at all. And I've had other things in the garden to plant and look after. Same with the basil. Once I separate and transplant these, within like 2 weeks they would have shot off, so I'm not too worried, like I said. Calendula looking great. This one I think I overwatered it, but look, it's trying to set seed, so I'll leave that. I'll research it actually. Should I leave it to set seed or deadhead it so that the plants will actually start producing more flowers? Same with the other ones as well. So beautiful. The petals are great for tea, very medicinal, and you can make them into salves as well. Just noticed a poached egg flower coming out. So excited. Once I plant them, they will just shoot off. Like I said, 2 weeks you won't recognize these baby plants at all. So this side I'm going to do a quick overview. My phone battery is calling my name, so I do need to charge the phone, but I'll just do a quick overview. Lots of raspberries coming up. Some are already swelling, and lots of flowers as well. More growth here. We do have more growth back here as well. This side is a bit of a jungle because all these vines belong to the tayberry and the loganberries, and I do need to come in and give it a good pruning. The raspberry leaves, which I did in harvest as well, by the way, guys. I said I'd harvest, and I realized that actually, let me leave them be. They've already dried out, so I'll come back and do some pruning again, all at the bottom there. And then I've been harvesting the tayberries like nobody's business. So all these like shriveled up things are me harvesting them. There are some still ripe at the back there, some ripening down below, and I think those are the last 3 actually, 3 or 4 for the tayberries. We do have some loganberries coming up as well. Oh, we have one that is very ripe at the back there. Let me just pull that out. Very ripe. No animals in my mouth. Mmm. 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 So good. Officially my favorite berry. So juicy. I always say this the past 3 vlogs. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. See, these are not growing up with the double. These are just singles. Is that a taper? No, it's a loganberry. Yeah, so some of them had the doubles like I showed you last time, but these are just singles. I don't know if the other one was a mutation. I'm not sure. But it's a delicious mutation. I'm now scouring for more. There are 2 there. A couple more coming. 1 more there. But the plant looks like it's getting to the end of its life. I don't know if it needs feeding. It's most likely feeding. But all these are dying back. I think these are last year's growth. So what they said is you cut the old growth and you keep the new growth, like this one. That is looking super healthy because this is for next year. And all this one, all these that have been, that have already flowered and fruited will be cut off. So not bad at all. Everything once pruned will look so pretty and perfect, but now it's just a bit messy. It's okay. The garden teaches you that mess is not a bad thing. On top of that, all these raspberries, once they've fruited, they all get cut to the ground anyway. And I will be topping up the soil because they need a top up. Be topping that up for them and giving them a chance to grow. The blackberries look like they're nearly ready to flower. Very happy about that. Got some more around the back there. And if these are not enough for us to munch on, there is some more growing wild in the back garden. So I'm happy with whatever we get. There's another loganberry growing here. You can tell very healthy. So once we cut these guys off, I will try and train them against the back trellis there. So this is the overview of this side of the garden, guys. So beautiful. I'll charge my phone now, and then once it's charged a little bit, I'll go to the very back of the garden. What's happening? Got a pigeon at the very right hand corner there, and the bird trying to come in to drink water. Forgot to put some mealworms outside, so I'm gonna put some mealworms there. It could scare the bird away. It has. But not to worry. Oh, it's there. I'll put it there quickly for them. So this is where I sprinkled it yesterday, and it was gone by the time I came back. So put it there for them. Let me re-top up the water because they've got somewhere to drink from. I've been able to come out quickly to show you back here. The lawnmower is going again, but I will. Last time it wasn't too bad. When I spoke close to the microphone, it was fine. The mic. So I'm just showing you the abundance of grapes going everywhere. You can see some hoverflies on it, but I don't believe that the actual grape flowers have opened just yet. First time having them open, so I'm not sure exactly what they will do, but all these need to be trellised again. But I'll leave them there for now. They should be fine. And then tomorrow or the day after, I'll come and trellis them, but I will tuck them in as well. We have Jenny looking beautiful and strong, very healthy. So this is our kiwi. She has made her way over to the second bamboo cane, and she is thriving. Love that. Very, very healthy. It would be good to have a third one just so we can capture this branch here. But she's looking really good. The leaves are green, strong, healthy. The surefire way to know how a plant is behaving is go by their leaves. Go by their leaves, because if the leaves are healthy, this is what you get. Green, firm. The undersides are looking so healthy as well. and you will also see the plants producing new growth. There is a little bit of something going on here, but I'm not too worried. And this doesn't seem to be going anywhere, but I'm not too worried. Why? Because this gives me assurance, healthy growth. So we'll wait and see. Keep an eye on her. We do have the mock orange. So this was completely shriveled up. The flowers were completely shriveled, leaves shriveled, everything shriveled. However, after watering it last night, well, no, the day before actually, and whatever rain that it got on the leaves yesterday, it seems to be thriving again. The figs, huge, sprawling everywhere. I mean, this branch is going all the way over here, and it's massive. I can see some little buds here, but I think they might be flowers. They don't look like, yeah, they look like leaves, sorry, not figs. So these are getting really big. It's got to the stage where I feel like I need to train this plant to grow straight, because I don't like the way it's just splayed out and going everywhere. So that's another job to do. I trained this one at the back, so you can tell that it's growing close to that bamboo, growing straight. I don't know if you saw that bamboo there. There you go. And it's growing straight, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it does have other leaves as well at the bottom, towards the back there. Just seen something in the grapes that I'm not too happy about. It might just be the plants releasing leaves so that it can focus on actual grape growth, which we have going on here. And I can see baby spiders in here, which I'm also not too happy about, but I won't leave them. I'll leave them for now, I mean. Got grapes growing, yeah, getting bigger at the back there. Got some more there as well. There were some baby grapes somewhere along this vine. Can't see it, but oh yeah, they were here, but it looks like the plant has taken them off. Going to remove these leaves, or they're falling off anyway. So what plants are really good at is whatever they don't need, they will shed. So like this leaf here that is dying, it is shedding it. Something else just dropped as well. So that's what I've noticed about fruit trees especially. Whatever they don't need, they shed, because they want the plant to get big and healthy. And some of these leaves that are not giving me any grapes are going to be harvested, and I'm going to try and make like a stew from them. And I will do it this time. I know I always say that I'll do it, then I come to the garden and I'm just fascinated by the growth. This looks like, I don't know if it's been chewed or whatever, but I have to keep an eye on the rest. I might need to get a bag just to cover them, or some netting. But yes, I need to come out, because when I come to the garden, what I mainly do is just stare. I love the garden, I just stare. Just putting that there for now. This will all be chopped down as well. But I come in, I have a look around, take my time, take ages actually, just staring around and enjoying the garden for all its glory. And then I go back inside and look at the pictures I took of the garden and enjoy it some more. That's my garden journey. But like I said, it is time for me to come out and weed, feed, and help the plants grow some more. And this season, where it's going to be a little bit warmer, not hot, is when I can do that. Apple tree is still looking fabulous. We still have our single cherry there, very happy about that. And the pears are looking great. Nettle still hasn't been harvested, but this will be going as well. The Dienda Camise, we've got 3 there, one there, one there, one there, and we've got some nettle coming out here, really big. So I need to harvest these because they are now extracting nutrients from the pear. We can't have that, so I'll pull them off. Got another pear there, lots of growth on these pears. So I'll pull the nettle out, dry them up, all the leaves that have not been attacked by the pigeons. Dry them up and then use them for tea. Crab apples looking fabulous. They were completely shriveled up, and some of the leaves, as you can tell, have turned brown, but we still have plenty of fruits. When I came back, I can't get my words out. The fruits were all shriveled up and a lot of them fell, as you can tell in that corner there. But that might have just been the plant purging what it didn't want to produce, because we still have lots of healthy crab apples. You can see them more now. Very healthy. The leaves are not looking too healthy, but I will research why that is. But we do have lots of crab apples on this tree, and I'm so excited for them. Once they start turning yellowy orange, oh my goodness, cannot wait. So this is the side of the garden, very weedy, needs lots doing to it, but the plants are growing and the plants are happy. That means I am happy. Even if they weren't growing and weren't happy, I will still be happy, because I'll infuse my happiness and my joy into them and help them to grow better. The gooseberries are still here, they're still doing their thing. They are growing despite all the issues they faced. These dandelion leaves, I might pull them, because I pulled the dandelion inside the, yeah, this is the time to pull them. There are too many bugs. This is the time before the root gets so stuck. Oh my goodness. I've got it. I have got it. Oh, there's lots of them. That's why. Got all the dandelion roots. Try and shake off some of the straw. But I'll take these in, use the leaves for stews, and then I will use the roots for tea. I won't use them. I don't think I'll roast them because we don't have enough roots. We might have enough to make coffee, but definitely the leaves are being used. I've already harvested some more inside, so. Oh, the gooseberry. Hopefully next year we get a better harvest. And now I know what to do with the sawflies. I'll start spraying the gooseberries as soon as I can, and then protect them from the sawflies. Got lots of blackberries coming up. So these are the wild vines just behind the house. So I'll definitely come and harvest those. And the elderberries as well. You can tell they're fully forming now. Going to have so many elderberries. So many. I'm excited for that as well. So I'm not going to do too much with them. The roots are a different story. I will scrub them with a brush later on. But my goal now is to remove any straw and most of the guts. So just giving them a rinse like that. And a lot of people don't grow because the processing side of things is actually harder than the growing, because so many things come out and then you have like seasons of just processing things like plants, fruits, vegetables, leaves like this, which are actually medicinal. So I think that's why a lot of people don't grow. But I don't mind it, because once I set aside processing days and I do it in stages, I'm able to keep on top of it all. If it all comes in one big glut, I do sometimes get overwhelmed, because I think, oh my goodness, it's never ending. But that's why it's good to space plants out and plant them as and when. Like those tomatoes that are quite small will get a big glut in October time, but by that time I would have processed most of the other things in the garden, so I wouldn't feel so overwhelmed with them. And because there are not too many of them, we usually eat them fresh from the vine, or use them to make stews as and when we bring them in. We don't really do any big canning days. So I'm just going to happy with the way I've washed these. I'm just going to soak them until I'm ready to use them. So this is all I do, and I will add this one as well. Just soak them like that. Seasoning. And I might even use them for there's this Korean chicken soup. I've forgotten the name of it at the moment, but it's like a medicinal chicken soup. I might even use them for that because we do have garlic as well. They stuff whole chicken with rice, garlic, and then they add like herbs, like this medicinal herbs. Usually, like, I don't know exactly the ones they use, but they're medicinal roots. So I might use this to make that. I've forgotten the name of it as well. I keep thinking of samgyeopsal, but that's definitely pork belly. It's not what I'm thinking of. Baeksuk, there you go. Chicken soup. There's like whole chicken. There we go. Out here is the same story. Same story. The ground is a little bit wet because of the rain. I did come and water the other day as well. But I promise you guys, I need to remove that. Promise you, next week, this will all be gone because it's got to that stage where it's now messy. It's overgrown. Looking too messy for my liking. So I'll come and pull everything out. And I know I said that last week. I really did say that last week, but this is it. This is the end. This is the end. But the main plants are still growing. The rhododendrons, look at all that luscious new growth in the middle there. Mahonia is also growing. I can feel spider webs. Ew. Ew. See, this is what ew, it's still on me. It's still on me. It's gone. No, it's, look, see, the audacity. The absolute, and it's still there. Like, this is why I don't roll with spiders. I don't like them. Because, like, why are you on my body? I did walk into the web, so it's my fault, actually. So let me leave them alone. Spiders everywhere. It's that season. They're coming out now. The babies are bigger. They can come and roam, but it's fine. I just don't like when I'm shocked by them. Like, that one wasn't too bad. I don't get freaked out so much, but it's just when I put my hand somewhere, I don't expect them to be there, then they're there. Like, there's one here in the middle of nowhere. Just, let me leave them alone. But this rhododendron really didn't do too well this year. But it's okay. Why? Because plants do what they want to do. And I know next year will come back stronger. Just like the one over there and all the rest. And my neighbor's garden, I love it. You see, she doesn't garden at all, and she's set it as nice and neat. That is ideal for some, compared to my garden, which is completely overgrown. But once it's tidied, it looks beautiful, and the bees have done their thing, the plants have done their thing, and I've harvested from here, so I'm very happy. I couldn't have a space like that. If I had a space like that, it would be good for like barbecues and things like that. But plants wise, this is what I prefer. Not this messy though, but I like this. I appreciate that, but I love this. Ta-da! Look at it for the last time, guys. All of this is changing. And I mean it this time. And look at, can you see the sweat, the beads of sweat? It's so hot. And even though, look, that's my sun queen right there, just pulling in with the sweat. I'm ready for a shower. I can't. Even though it's not that early, it's only like 9. It is early, very early actually, but I came out here around 7. So it's not as early as it was before, but the sun is still very hot. That's why I've not been coming out in the garden as much. And as you can tell by the beads of sweat, just by going to the front garden as well, not even staying in this back garden with the sun, I am ready to go inside now. to get showered, to get ready for my day. I am working today as well. So I'm happy that I was able to tour the garden. I will be harvesting that cucumber, most likely for salad. And I'm excited for all the work I'm going to be doing. I haven't been in the garden properly for so long, so I'm actually really excited, and I'll take you along. I'll video all the jobs that I'm getting up to and setting the garden for its final layout. It's been in this interim stage for about 2 months, and it's now time to set it for its final layout. Thank you for joining me. I'll show you the flies and the butterflies and the cobwebs dangling in the air before I go, but I am ready to go. And yes, that's my washing machine, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll talk to you guys next week. God bless. The sun is high in the sky. Oh, look at this glorious haze that's on the garden. So gentle, so beautiful. I love it. Oh, have a blissful and blessed week, everyone. Enjoy yourselves and enjoy life. This is the one life that we have on this earth, so let's make the most of it and let's enjoy ourselves. Oh, look at this beautiful shot. Oh my goodness, so green. Bye guys. Bye. Take care.